Hey there, I'm DGW and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a pretty short battle on Foy. We kind of win it in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and it's one of those matches where everything really comes together. At the start you're going to see me play as an engineer, and I pretty much start every round like that. Especially when it's a round that I am in from the beginning. I try to spawn in as quickly as I can so I can get my hands on the supply truck, and I'll drive to a attacking position, so as close to the center center stronghold as I can. Drop supplies there, to sets of them, um, and start building my nodes, and also let my squad leader know that there's supplies there for him to get the garrison up. I'll also always try to build a tank repair station or vehicle repair station, I guess, um, so that any tanks that we are using to attack with can get fixed up if they need to. Sometimes what you would do, because these nodes don't really get that much resources for them, so it's like +5, and if you build them further up into the map you will get +15, +20 if you want. So you might even have to take them down at some point. In this match that wasn't needed. We were quickly advancing. I think by the time I really got into the actual fight, we were already capping the second to last point. And some of our scouts had already gone onto the last point, and I think it's like 15 minutes later that we finished the round, by actually getting an airhead in their own HQ. After building my own nodes, I drive back to HQ with the truck, get it refilled at one of the refilling stations, and I drive up towards Foy. First I want to drop the supplies just before the border, but by the time I actually get there we already capture Foy, so there's no real need for them. So I drive into Foy, drop the supplies there, and somewhere in the match you'll actually see somebody else use those supplies to build extra nodes, and those will actually generate +20 resources. And you'll even hear or see the commander at the end of the match thank us for building those nodes, because it enables him to get that airdrop at the end of the match that eventually wins us the match. And that kind of brings us to the whole idea of playing engineer. I think personally engineer is one of the most important roles because they enable the entire team to do stuff. It enables you to spawn tanks, it enables you to get airdrops, it enables you to get bombing runs, strafing runs, etc. And in the end, even spawning in is something that requires resources, it requires manpower. Generally speaking, you'll be okay because the game does generate manpower, or any resource for the matter, automatically. But still, you do need a bit of you need some extra going forward in the match. I had another match recently, which I'll get some footage of as well, in which you can actually see me and a couple of other engineers build defenses on one of the points. Eventually we lose the round, but that pretty much has to do with the fact that nobody's actually defending and using what we are building. But we pretty much built a fort on one of the strongholds. Theoretically it's impenetrable. One of these squad leads places a garrison just behind those lines of defense, and there's pretty much no way for the attacking force to get to you. Downside was that, again, too many of our guys were actually attacking and they didn't fall back when they needed to fall back, so the point got overrun from all sides by the time we could actually do anything. As an engineer you can really build your XP up very quickly. Just building nodes and a repair station will get you somewhere in the range of 1,000 supply points. Say you want to upgrade one of your other roles, say you want to upgrade an assault or even a rifleman for that matter. Any role that has a hammer can actually build stuff. So what I've done in the past, and what a lot of guys do, is spawn in as an engineer, get your blueprints down, redeploy as whatever role you want to upgrade, and start building the things that you want to build. Those supply points, or support points I think they're called, they actually go towards the role that builds it. So placing down a blueprint is I think 40 XP, at least for the nodes. Not sure about other stuff. But by the time you build it, you get 100 XP. So you could quite easily capture some XPs. And if you do 1 or 2 supply runs, especially in those long ongoing battles, you can really rack up your support points. And in the end, those support points will help you advance that role that you're building with and playing with. On that note, if you help somebody build stuff, you will also get XP for that. I'm not entirely sure about the amounts of XP, so I'm not sure if you actually get the full 100 or you might get a percentage of that. But I mean, that is free XP. If you see somebody building something and you've got a hammer in your equipment, help them build it, and it will just help your role go forward. Looking back at the match I just mentioned, where we built this entire defensive perimeter, I think I gathered up something like 2,800 to 2,900 support points. Say that goes to whatever other role you want to upgrade. I mean, that is a significant amount, and it would allow you to go from a level 1 to level 3, maybe even level 4 within 3-4 rounds perhaps, and get you into a specific type of loadout that you really want for that role. Personally, I really hate this map. I very seldomly win Foy, especially when fighting on the US side for whatever reason. Somehow I always get into teams that are not playing the round as they should. You know, there's too many guys attacking and nobody's defending, or they're just playing it for a KD ratio. Even at the previous match just before this one, you see one of the guys after we lost the round say, yeah, I've got a great KD ratio. I think he says something like 40-20. And I mean, 40-20 is not that good, you know. It's reasonable, but I've had better and I've had a lot worse in this game, as I've had in other games. But I've let go of the KD ratio focus in this game. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I've had KD ratios of 40-10 and I've had KD ratios of 10-40. But it's all in the end about your effectiveness. How many garrisons do you take down? How many garrisons do you put down? How many nodes have you built? How many nodes have you destroyed? All of those things will actually impact how the battle progresses, and all the other stuff. You know, it's sideline stuff. You can keep shooting at the enemy and keep killing them, rack up your kills to 100 plus, and still actually lose the round. Because if you don't take down the enemy spawn points, you're just going to keep shooting at the enemy and they're just going to keep coming. This game is not about a KP ratio. This game is about working together as much as you can towards a common objective, which is to win the round. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough for this video. I'll leave some more commentary around this video where I think it's necessary. And for the rest, I hope you liked the video. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. So you've seen me repair monitor the tank for a bit, and then I get blown to bits. And then right around that time we get the airhead into the enemy HQ sector. I decide to spawn on that, and actually that's pretty much the point where we win the round. So from that point onwards, it's just, you know, the 3-minute cap that you have to hold on. Most of the team starts spawning into that area